Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It's November 3rd, 2025. Quick shout out to my mother in law. Happy birthday to you. Let's go ahead and talk about the markets here right now. Great to be with you. I'm back from California. I was there last week. As you know, did the Daily Bites at a very early time, 5:30 in the morning. Got back Friday evening, late Friday evening, got a little bit of rest, and I'm charged up, got my batteries going today and ready to go, ready to fire up and trade this week. So, what do we got going on here? So it's the end of October, strong month of October. We did finish positively, although not at the highs of the session. As you can see that over here on the futures, the futures fell a little bit on Friday. Towards the end of the day, we hit the highs of the day on the futures at about 69.15 on Friday, and early on, and then fell and then rallied back up, but just to resistance here at about 6,900, and fell sharply in the last 45 minutes of the day. So where are we at now? We're right back in that zone here, right in between that red bar over here, which on the highs is about 6,900, on the low is about, I'm going to call it 6870. So we're right smack in the middle at 16,895 right now. Dow futures down about 34. S&P futures up about 21, and the Nasdaq up about 174. So we have a big week coming up here. Obviously, not a whole heck of a lot of data with the shutdown still going on, but that's okay. We do have some private data coming out with the ISM and the PMI and the ADP coming out on Wednesday morning before the open. Big week of earnings, of course. Huge week of earnings. Of course, we had all those 4 of the Mag 7 reporting last week, and as a result, I think it was about 2 of the 4 were strong, or 5 of them actually. 3 of them were good, 2 of them not so good. Microsoft and Meta, I'm looking at you, not too great last week. This week we have quite a few technology names coming out, and along with some industrial names, staples, consumer names as well. Names like DraftKings coming out Thursday after the close. Palantir tonight, along with Fabrinet FN, a couple of names that I'll be watching and probably putting up positions on today. Uber, Shopify, Spotify in the morning. I'm a big fan of Uber. I think Uber's going to have big numbers tomorrow morning. AMD, Arista, and Astera Labs, ALAB, along with Axon after the close tomorrow night on Tuesday. We'll have McDonald's Wednesday morning before the open. ARM Holdings, Qualcomm, AppLovin, Robinhood, Vistra, Datadog, also coming out in later on in the week. So it's going to be a busy week of earnings. Pay attention to what's going on here. So we're through the worst 6 months of the year, right? So between you remember the sell in May and go away. So May, June, July, August, September, October. Technically the worst 6 months of the year, right? We were up every single month from May to October. So go ahead and explain that one. You know, it's a calendar anecdote. And as I've talked about many, many times and written about, calendar anecdotes are not anything you really want to trade on or invest in. However, what you can do is you can use that information as a potential for catalyst for moves up or down, right? So now we're in November 1st, November 3rd, actually, first trading day of November. And the best 6 months of the year are technically in this calendar period between the beginning of November and the end of April. Will it work out that way? It's possible. I don't know. Well, we have to pay attention and just play it one day at a time, one trade at a time, one day at a time. So we had a couple of earnings come out this morning. Axum, AXSM came out with real strong earnings. Cipher also is a name that we've been trading in the chat room elsewhere. You can see that one's up strongly today, up about 20% today. CIFR is the symbol. Take a look at that one. They also signed a deal with Google as well. Irene, Energy, I call it Irene, IREN, signed a deal with Microsoft, and they're up sharply today, up over 20%. I think in the mid 70s as well too. So it's going to be an interesting week here. No jobs report, of course, on Friday. We're still waiting for the government shutdown to end, so some of that data will be released. Remember last week we had a Fed meeting, and the Fed cut interest rates one more time, and they're looking to possibly cut rates in December, although Chair Powell did throw a little bit of cold water on that until the data starts coming in and they can really get a good feel for inflation coming down and the jobs market loosening up a little bit. So there's some data that they have, but it's more periphery. Really can't make any decisions based on some of the data that they have. So it's possible, right, that if this shutdown continues on into December, into the Fed meeting, they may not do anything, right? And that's going to really disappoint the market. So we'll see what happens, because we did see the Fed futures back off from about 96% to about 68%. And we did see the markets swoon on Wednesday when Chair Powell talked about that. So anyway, that's going to be a big week coming up, and pay attention, keep some puts on, keep some protection on, raise your cash, and I'll see you guys all back on Thursday morning. Take care, trade well, and I'll see you then. Bye.